check. God damn. I'm not gonna forget my headphones now.
Do
These are bad.
you want to take
Like
mine?
no. Like I could hear, but it's not the same.
Not
Like it's
crispy.
almost it's almost as if you have a Bose headphones and one from like the
Oh, it's
discount store
it's different in each ear.
in general.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I hear myself like a telephone, not like
Like
you
how
know what I'm
you
saying?
normally do. That
Yeah,
sucks.
I digress. Oh yeah, ladies, and gentlemen, we're back. Um, 2 more episodes left.
Mm-hmm. Can't
Get
believe it.
back in tune with this season and you know, let's get it for these last two. Um, you see the difference too, though? We're gonna give them 1 second. We're gonna talk the difference, versus the of about being in close proximity.
Oh, me.
Yeah,
I think it's just me. I do. I
you're
hear it.
used to.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I noticed myself doing it
Yeah,
now. I was like
the
this. I was like,
cloud
oh,
lifter,
yeah. I was like,
given
don't do
that
that.
extra clean 25 dB gain.
Yeah.
It's like you could stay far away and be heard
Yeah.
versus you not having one. You gotta be so close and it's like
Yeah.
muffled and stuff.
Yeah. That's
Um,
true. Very
yeah.
true.
So
Huh?
angles are paramount.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
All right. So we gonna go through some stuff
Yes, we are.
prior. Let's just really get into it. It's the last final. We're gonna have some fun. We
Oh.
don't get into the business right away.
All
So
right.
last couple. So me personally, business is great. It's still boosting. Most of the people that, the Christmas time, the holidays are
That
done.
rush.
I'm still going.
Oh,
So
that's
it's a
good.
busy month in every regard, online, in the physical store, coaching and stuff of that nature. I have a lot of clients, and I could say more female than male, and whether it's the store they're coming to and visiting, whether it's the service I'm providing them coaching and stuff of that nature,
I was gonna ask
fitness
that.
and all of that. Good interaction with a client I haven't seen in a while. The store. So she arrived with, I guess, with her mom, and I didn't remember her name. Ironic. That's one of your clients. Um,
And your memory's crazy.
I didn't remember her name, but I remembered the products. I remember the interaction. I remember when. And she was impressed.
I'm
She
impressed.
was like, oh my God, like, how did you do that? I told her what season she came. I told her what she was looking at, what she wanted to try on, um, and what time of day it was. And I
Wow.
didn't remember, but I got her in my phone. I know that. And I gave her my business cards. But I got about like, pertaining to that, I got about like 70 clients.
That's
And then you got
crazy.
coaching, it's like 20. Fitness, it's like 30 and stuff of that nature. Like it's different,
Mm.
So this was a client for the physical store. And, she said to me, I run a couple of businesses. This is the point I'm getting to. I always do this, right? That's one story.
That's
But
good
I
though.
have a point, right? It's what do you call it? To my madness, there's a method
Method.
to my
Yep.
madness. So she said, I run a lot of businesses. I've been doing this for a long time. One of the vital assets you're gonna have is pertaining to this is memory, and you got that.
Mm. You certainly do.
Memory is good in business. You can remember clients and stuff of that nature, what it was, how you did that. You can always retain. I mean, they always come to me because I give them great discounts they can't get anywhere else.
Mm.
Um,
Great
Good
service
deals,
too.
and then good services that are rare. I mean, you could get another coach, but it's rare here,
Mm.
you know. So that's what makes people build that rapport with you and keep coming back, you know.
They have
So
70 clients now. That's crazy.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you remember each and every one of them? You probably do.
I remember their faces.
Mm.
Like
That's what
if
you. That's the important
I
thing right
don't
there.
I don't remember a lot of their names.
I mean, 70,
Um,
that's a lot.
I have to go through the
Like
list.
your list.
Some, majority, I'll say. Majority about like, I wouldn't say 50, I would say like 40% that I could put the name to the face and body. But I have a good amount of clients that visit me on a weekly basis. So
Yeah, so
it's like
that's
different.
different.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So it's like first name basis for both.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, if
So
they're
they know
there.
me straight up. They'll text me, yo, I seen this, blah, 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 blah. What could you do? You got this here. So it's a constant thing, whether we're talking on a weekly basis or they visiting on a weekly basis.
Mm,
Or, services such as coaching and stuff like that as well. Because sometimes with coaching, it's just like a personal trainer. Once
right.
again, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into it. But this stuff is important. We don't do this often, especially me. I say we. I don't do this often. So let's let me cook real quick. Um, so pertaining to especially like fitness, most of the time they'll hire you for a service for a short term amount of time. So some people won't do the EFT monthly basis. They'll just pay the package. All right,
mm,
I'll give you 2,000 up front, 25. Boom, I just want to deal with you for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Get me this weight for a wedding or
mm,
or the coaching. I need this because I'm trying to obtain this goal. And then I could just rock and get it elsewhere, whatever it
right.
is. So there's a difference with training and coaching. You know the difference? Do you think
No.
they're synonymous?
I think the only thing that they have in common is that you have clients.
Okay. So with training, it's really just teaching somebody something they never knew before.
Training as in the like going to the gym
No, in anything. Like
in
let's say
anything.
I'm
Got
trying to
you.
acquire a woman to transition into submissive, and she's
Ah,
never done that
got you.
before. Or teaching a young boy how to use a toolbox
Hmm.
for the first time. Fix a light bulb or fix the hinge on the door.
Okay.
Or fix the door that's off its hinges. So, um, with that regard, right? It comes down to that, and then coaching is just pretty much guiding somebody through something they already know. So let's say somebody's already motivated with something already. They've already achieved goals in their life. So they know how to do it. They
Okay.
just need that guidance and help so they could make the choice to do it.
In a
That's the difference.
specific thing.
Yeah, that's the difference with
Hmm.
training and coaching.
Nice.
You're training somebody to do something they never did, coaching, guiding somebody to, get to something they did already. Or like motivating them to maybe the motivation died.
Hmm.
So like they need discipline now because motivation's not always gonna be around.
That's
So
true.
now if
You
they
got to
have
be
the
your own
discipline,
motivation.
it will be consistent.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I just wanted to share that. Um,
That's
you
nice
know,
because, like you
but
said, you don't always do that. You don't always share that part of your life.
yeah, so we're gonna get into it. It's a pretty intense topic today. I think it's important we discuss it because this is a problem, but flying over heads, So we're gonna get into some stuff today to really talk about our perspective because we could really research, but it still comes down to subjective and perspective with this topic. I believe, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can find statistics where it could be equal or it could be that hate towards one gender.
Mm,
But I think it's subjective, pertaining to perspective based off experiences and what we've observed.
I agree.
So without further ado, episode 175. Um, why is hate towards men celebrated and hate towards women dangerous? I don't even have it in front of me. Not even click it yet.
You're good.
But I've been thinking about this for like a couple of days. Now I had visions in my dream about it. Stuff I was gonna say. So maybe that's why I remembered
Probably.
without seeing it. My shit won't even load still. But you got it in front of you.
I
I
do, but
mean,
I
what
thought
you
we were
gonna?
gonna do the
Yeah.
our stuff. Should I just do the?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're gonna have links. Are in the description below. How to become a part of our Patreon family and subscribe for exclusive content, bloopers, behind the scenes. You put up a couple of new ones, right? On there,
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
About like how I'm editing.
Mm-hmm.
They get to see it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Softwares I'm using. Um.
Exactly. EL Discipline solo lectures of discipline therapy talk, his BDSM content, erotica posts, and writings by Mr. Discipline. We upload his master classes and workshops. The full videos are there. We have collaboration shows pertaining to sensitive topics such as sexual abuse, rape, domestic violence, transgender, children abduction, conspiracy theories, you name it. We got it. And that's with myself and Mr. Discipline. So once again, how to become part of our Patreon family, you go to patreon.com/, the Discipline Therapy Podcast. And we also have Mr. EL Discipline's 7 published books. They are available for purchase. We have them on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, condom. Whoa. BarnesandNobles.com. We have for electronic versions like Kindle and Nook as well. Once again, all links are in the description below the video. And for our online store for our merch,
Rocking some stuff.
ta-da,
Mm-hmm.
you go to disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. Jeez, that was a lot to say. And we have some new gear hitting each month. Go check it out. We have different categories: men, women, children, accessories, you name it, we got it. And last but not least, we are on a bunch of major listening platforms: Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, um, Google Music. No, I bet what was the other ones? iHeartRadio.
These are.
I said Deezer. Uh, Overcast? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And many, many more. All right. Now let's get into
All right.
why is hate towards men celebrated, but hate towards women is dangerous. Oh, we also want to shout out Center Stage Music Studio in Belmore. Sorry about that, Joe. My bad. I was
Joe.
excited too.
Joe's cool.
Love
We're
him.
trying to get him on the show. You know. But he watches the studio while we're here, so really doesn't have that help yet. If he
Somebody
gets
to,
Greg,
yeah.
and then we can
Yeah,
get
that
him
would be
on the show. He
cool.
has a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah.
Man, cool. Every time we come in, he asks
Love
me,
him.
"What's the topic today?"
Love him. He's such a
Um,
good guy.
well, he has a lot to say.
Hmm.
But I think the conspiracy part would be a little too sensitive here. I think the Patreon would
Yeah, and
be a
he
good
definitely
joint.
wants to do that. The
Yeah.
conspiracy theory ones.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, shout out to Joe, studio owner. He's good. Belmore, New York, Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of rooms in here. I'm exaggerating, not million, but a lot.
And he keeps it nice and warm in the winter and cool in the summer.
Yeah,
He's the
so
best.
whatever you want to do, record, podcasts, etc. Cool people.
Mm.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. What do you think? First,
So,
like we always say, answer the question, then we're gonna get into the bullets.
all
My
right.
stuff's not loading. Like it must be a thing from the ancestors to be like, just put it down. It's not loading for some reason. I don't know if the
You want me to put
Wi-Fi.
mine in the middle?
I don't know
Okay.
if the Wi-Fi or what.
All right. So, I don't think it's celebrated by all. Hatred towards men. Maybe more tolerated by all, but I think that's most likely due to the history of trauma caused by certain men, because I also don't think that all men are hated. You know that saying, all men are not created equal.
Mm.
Is that the saying, or is it all men are created equal? I'm making up my own sayings. All men are not created
All
equal.
men are
Okay.
created equal.
Well, not all men think and behave the same way. So, and I think that hatred towards women is dangerous, because if that hatred is coming from a man, a man is in most times a lot stronger and can overpower her, and sometimes that can can lead to her dying. And I think also, um no, I was going down the list on myself. Go ahead, go.
Don't tell me what to do.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
You just gotta get it right, so you remember who you dealing with, right? Even we joking. I'm not joking. Oh, no, I'm serious.
I know,
But
me too.
but what I believe is that you make a valid point. Like
Thank you.
you're making me look at it differently. Like I didn't look at it that way. Probably eventually I would have got to it, but that makes sense. We could research and find out what the statistics are, high probability of that always being the case. Me, I could only disagree in a sense of, with the percentage in my mind of saying that not high probability is more like a possibility.
Hmm.
Because what I was writing down was trauma of things other men did to them or women, or like for both. So if it's
Yeah.
hate towards like all men, like a guy hates all men, um, something happened.
Yeah.
Same thing with women.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that oftentimes hate can turn into violence or abuse and stuff like that. That's why I told you about the percentage in my mind and the probability and um possibility. Only because I think a lot of people have a lot of bark and no bite. That's what I believe. Um, but it does happen. Like it does
Yeah.
happen, and more abuse actually happens with your partner that you've been with for a minute, because they have like more, um, you know, they have more of a link towards
Like a
you
connection, kind of.
and a bond,
Mm.
whether it's physical or emotional or psychological, than a stranger doing that. Like a stranger doing it out of nowhere. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's not a high probability.
Yeah, because
That
why would a stranger hate you? It,
no,
it, it
no, no.
wouldn't.
I mean, like they hate you and they taking it to that level, the next level of causing violence towards you, being abusive.
Right.
That's what I mean. Because I said like with the no bark, a lot of people could hate, but it's like, well, I talk shit in safe places behind a keyboard
Mm-hmm. Twitter
because
fingers.
I don't have the balls to be there in their face and really do that. That's all. I just did my rant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that's what I mean. So, but those people that do take it to that extreme, it's either that scenario I gave where
Mm-hmm.
he's that's her man, her husband,
That's usually when
or
it
or
happens.
close proximity, a friend
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but most of the time it will be like, cuz you could even be in a relationship like the guy could hate the woman he's with, but he never violated her in that regard. Violence or abuse, maybe abuse in verbally, verbal abuse, maybe emotional abuse, but not physical. Or he wasn't violent towards her.
I mean, I guess
You know what I'm
there
saying?
could be
But
that.
it could be hate. Then you got maybe a lot of modern men today who really hate women, so they objectify them, they use them,
Mm-hmm.
they approach with their wallet because I look
Yeah.
at you as a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
So what I gotta pay to get the box? I'm not trying to go to the steps.
Yeah. That's true
Like
too.
I don't respect you really. I don't like you. I hate you.
Right. And then
So
they
it comes
degrade them too.
it's blanketed. It's
Mm-hmm.
masked in
Yeah.
the guy leading with his pocket. It's masked with objectification. It's
Mm-hmm.
masked with, well, I'm gonna pimp you out. I'm
Yeah.
pimping you out here. Got a
Exactly.
OnlyFans? Bring me the bread. Or let me get
Yeah.
a piece of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that could be stemmed from hate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, you made me think in that regard. But then I'm looking at it this way because I could see your view, but I'm looking at like probability and possibility too when I add statistics. Like, how often does that happen? Like, will that hate? Like, if I hate, this is not true, but if I hate Kim Kardashian, next time I see her, something gonna happen. Like, am I just gonna be like, no, I hate her behind the screen? If I see her, I'm walking the other way. Like,
Right.
what's the probability? I'm not saying that's true.
Of strangers or
No, I'm just looking at it like from my lens. Like, I see your
mm,
view, but I'm now putting facts with it, like statistics. I'm like a computer, like I'm researching almost. Like, can we
mm.
do that and find that? Where's
You want me
abuse?
to? That's what you
No,
want me
no,
to?
no, no, no.
Oh.
It will be true because I did it
Oh, you did
a
it
couple months
beforehand.
ago.
Got you.
Like, it's true. Abuse comes from when it's like in a romantic or intimate relationship with your partner more than a stranger.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so they've said this even in research.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking in that regard. Hate is going to induce different things, different actions, emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever patterns. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it could turn to somebody taking action or not. The no bark.
Yeah,
I mean the
totally.
no bite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that and then now we could talk about the women who or the females who could hate guys. Like let's say there's amount of females that hate guys in general,
Mm-hmm.
but same thing. Like, well, I need dick. Pause. So I use him for that, but I don't really respect him. We're not in a relationship. Like he's a companion for me when I'm bored, when I'm lonely. It's not like we're really doing things and communicating.
Yeah, but that's not really hate.
I don't ride there. Ride or
Mm.
die there. I you know, it's just when want.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not submissive there. It's just when I want. So it's a companion. I don't want to be lonely.
Yeah.
That could stem from hate. You don't really like guys. You hate them, but you're not lesbian. You
Mm.
still like dick. Pause.
Right.
But that could be hate. I see guys and I show my body. I objectify OnlyFans. I take money from them and stuff of that nature. I do it online. And then I shame them. You're thirsty. Why are you hitting me up and talking to me like that? That can be hate.
I guess, yeah.
Because respect would be like, well, I'm a sexual object, been viewed like that since back in the day. Intuition, I'm in my divine. I know to not tempt a man. So let me cover up. You see, but remember, she's not lesbian. She still wants attention from males. So she's like objectifying herself to use her sexual prowess or physique
To get something.
to get him.
Mm.
That could stem from hate because it's not respect.
Mm. Yeah, but do you think if you hate some
That like
and
no.
respect?
You don't have to ask me that because like I told you, the way I look at hate is
no
it
respect.
could be many actions to that. It could be somebody who's bold enough and crazy to take the action, the couple, the abuse. It could be the I hate her, but I use her for this and it's selfish gain and it's not, you know, she's not gonna gain anything from this and it's leading with pockets, it's pimping her out, it's this and that, like it's blanketed,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like it could be like it could be diabolical and calculating, you know, that hate, and then it could be straight up turn into anger and violent, that hate. So that's why I was saying like the hate, depending on the person and their character,
Yep.
is gonna induce different actions and emotions depending on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, definitely.
So hate could be, let's say it's an aggressive chick, hood chick. Hate could be her putting her hands on you.
Yep, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like disrespect and the hate could kind of it's it's like a thin line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a thin line.
Disrespect and hate, you saying?
Yeah, because once the disrespect is consistent, there could be hate there that's growing.
Or or resentment, which can lead to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I would think like I also think the way a woman can hates men. She's the type that will talk to her girlfriend bad about her man, like to try to get them to fight and stuff. Because maybe she got cheated on all the time, and then that's causing her to hate men.
Her friend? Say that
Is the
again?
type of chick that will talk
Yeah, her
shit
friend is
about
instigating.
yeah,
Her friend is
instigating.
instigating, so they will get
Will fight.
problems.
Yeah.
Misery loves company.
Yep.
So she'll spend more time with me. They
Mhm.
break up.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
That's
definitely.
another
That can be
example,
hate.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the celebratory context, it's easy it's feel like trauma, and these are perspectives. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't researched anything to see, but these are all perspectives. It's trauma. It's because men are may seem as more abusers. Haha, payback time. It's we've been waiting for this. It's just easy because it's common. Everybody's doing it. Kind of like just there's a crime. Where's the closest black guy? Because we,
Depending on
we
them.
we see that. Let's
Mm-hmm.
pin it on them. Somebody got to take the blame. Where's the closest black guy? You know what I'm saying? Central Park situation. The
Mm-hmm.
lady said
How
she was gonna
awful.
call. Why she failed that to do that, and she the audacity. Whoa. So you're saying that two reasons. You're saying that they're gonna take your word. Right now, there's no evidence.
She
It's
did call the cops.
That's what I'm saying. But she had the audacity to be like indirectly saying they're gonna believe me.
Yep.
Why? Because
She
she's
even
white
said
and a
that.
woman.
Yeah. That's awful.
You
Ugh.
see, what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why that's what I mean. Like, so it's easy. Why did she feel like the need to have the audacity to want to do that? To do that?
But do you think that's a hatred towards men or
Easy,
just racist?
easy. What is she probably seeing? It's propaganda. It's a setup.
Yeah.
When you see the news and crime,
Yep. Oh,
do you see
awful.
white people often? Spanish
And
and
if they
black.
do,
So it's
it's a
embedded in your
different.
subconscious. So that's another thing that played in the fact of her subconscious. I'm gonna call the cops. They're gonna believe me because I'm white and you're black. She
Mhm.
probably not even thinking about gender.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it was black man, black woman, oh yeah, let's believe the woman. Cause why would
Mhm.
she lie? Gender,
Mhm.
but no, she's not even thinking that. She looking
Yep.
at color.
Yep.
Because of probably what she's seen, how she was raised. Racism's taught.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not like, yeah, I know you got this from your ancestors and stuff of that nature, so they might still be there in there, but it's still taught.
Yeah.
It's still
Definitely.
taught.
Babies
Like
don't know.
I know white boys that were adopted into a black home who think they're black.
Mm.
They know right from wrong. They know it's subconsciously, oh, they ain't gonna use the N-word because I know I'm gonna get flack or whatever. But they act black. Are
Mm.
they acting? If they
No,
raised
if
in the
that's how
hood
they
and
grew up.
whatnot, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what I mean.
Yep.
So they're a product of their environment.
Yep. Definitely.
Beyond their control. They're just
Mhm.
whatever is absorbing becomes second nature.
Yep. That's true.
So it's like it's common. It's easy. Everybody do it. Everybody do it. Let's follow the crowd. That's a reason. Another reason I feel like it's celebrated. It's not dangerous. I could agree with the part on the one sense of you saying it's dangerous or what the byproduct could be. But this is why it's dangerous too, because I'm looking more in depth.
Yeah. No.
Capitalism. Now, when you look at statistics, and this is a fact, there's more women in the world than men, so they outnumber. Men may make the money, but women hold it. The
Mm.
credit cards. So that
What I
means
mean.
they're out there more. They're in the malls more.
Mm.
They're shopping more. 90% of our consumers, oh, everybody look this up to see if I'm lying. 90% of our consumers are female. They're ingesting everything. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So in a way, it's like a business perspective. You cater to your primary consumers, your clients,
Yep. That's
what
true.
they like.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Because if there's a riot or protest, whatever, war, damn, the money's gonna be suffering now. That's why I always used to say feminism was a scam because it was profitable.
Mm.
Remember
Yeah.
past seasons?
Yeah. Yeah. You've always said
Yeah,
that.
I was saying that in
Since
2021.
you were saying that since the very first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you look at it more in depth of actually sitting back and not being impulsive, thinking, take time. I told you I've been thinking about this for 2 days.
Yeah.
Thinking where it's stemming from, not solely of what we're seeing, but behind the curtains metaphorically.
Yep. Definitely.
So it's also dangerous in that regard for business, I believe. hate towards women. I'm looking at both genders are doing this. It's not like, okay,
Right.
if it's hate towards men, then we're just making the women and exempting the men. No, it's both. Men and women hate these guys. Could be male feminists.
Right.
Then you got females and males hating women.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
it's
agree.
it's turning because a gay man could hate a woman.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that hate is different versus the heterosexual
Yes.
dude. So two types of dudes,
Two different kinds of hate.
two different kinds of hate. And also with the same type of dudes who are heterosexual, two different hate that's gonna induce different emotions for the byproduct of how they move is gonna be different. Because one is more calculating and diabolical and doing little subtle things like passive aggressive, and one is actually straight up, maybe more aggressive, maybe violent or whatnot. So the one that's more calculating and whatnot, I said this earlier in the segment, maybe he's leading with his pockets.
Okay.
The OnlyFans, pimping her out, online, this on social media.
Yeah.
Could be a dom in this lifestyle too, BDSM.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like those like could be hate, something stemming deep in the subconscious.
Yeah. This is his
That's
payback.
not even conscious of, because to heal you gotta like be conscious. Like in AA meetings, what do there? They talk about the problem first. Like first identify that and accept it, right? You know what I'm saying? Anger
then we come-
management too.
right.
And so they, oh, when you go to therapy, whatever it is, like, oh, identify it first. Take accountability. They make you take accountability.
Yep.
So if people are not aware, they're just doing shit subconscious. Like if he's leading with his pockets, he could be thinking, oh, I'm being a good provider here. I'm showing her that I could be that.
Or not even that. He could be thinking she's getting something out of it too. I'm giving her money.
Yeah, but a lot of men are not going to be just doing that to be a saint, for there's no end goal.
No, that's what
Because
I'm saying.
if I just do the money up front, I skip all the process. I could just get the pennies right away. So that still could be hate.
Yeah. I was talking about more like the guy that leads with his money, but makes her do things like, oh,
Financial domination.
Yeah, you want this? Go have sex with my boy, and then I'll get you this. That's what I was talking about more. Wow, I get dark,
That's
man.
weird.
I
That's
be
a
getting
weird
dark.
dude. Like, yeah, you went in
Yeah,
depth.
that's somebody
I'm
who
gonna
really
give,
hates a woman.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, I'm gonna pay you, and then you gonna fucking like mop the parking lot. Something ridiculous that people don't do. Like, what? Mop the parking lot.
Oh, see, I
Or
think
or I'm gonna pay you, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna take your clothes online. And stuff like you making it extreme. Like that's cuckold shit. That's gay. That's cuckold shit. Fuck my boys. Men are territorial and possessive. That's crazy.
not if
to
you
me.
hate her. If you hate her, you want to
Oh,
degrade
so you
her.
pimping her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for real, pimping her out. You know
Yeah.
how many times? I mean, I've heard even online, like guys will. Oh, this is actually such a good freaking topic for it. There was this thing online I saw. I don't know if it was Instagram or what, where there was like a chat room or something of all men on how they can
Is that Clubhouse?
essay their wives.
Mm.
They're like a whole. And there was recently a trial going on in France.
Oh yeah, I think
You
I
saw that?
that.
The lady was freaking 70 years old, 60 years old, and her husband for 10 years drugged her, had ads put up, whoever wanted to come and rape his wife and whatever, and he filmed it. For 10 years this man did that. That gotta be a whole other level of hate that he got.
Yeah. Oh, like what would make a man do that?
What?
Like there could be so many factors.
And they had children.
Yeah, there could be so many factors. She did something to degrade him. And instead of him leaving her, he's like, this is payback. I'm gonna destroy her
crazy.
character.
But she wasn't even aware. Until what, last year, whenever it came out last year, because we're just in 2025. She had no idea. He would drug her, so she wouldn't even know. And I think I don't even know how many I think that I don't know how many hundreds of men. I'm even gonna lie, but there was a lot that this man did.
That's why when I coach women and men, I tell them to find a common denominator in both genders, which is God. Because a man that has God in him don't even think that, not even the slightest.
Yeah, but what?
So-
How could she have
because it's
known?
not a man that has God in him. He's not in his divinity. Same thing with a woman. So
Even the kids when they found out, they were like, "What?" Like flabbergasted.
yes, this
So if he could, trick his kids,
yeah, because there's no level of
it's
principle
crazy.
there, morals. There's no level of moral. Because
That's
even no matter what she did, there's no level of moral. That's why I said God's not present. They don't have a relationship with God. That's the common denominator. Find somebody who, that doesn't mean find them in church and stuff. Find somebody who has God in them. Somebody who has God in them. Move like Jesus. Move. What would Jesus do here? What would God do? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean they're religious. It means that's what it means. So they have morals.
Well, that's why that was one of the things that led me to like why it's dangerous,
Yeah.
for women. But I agree with you on why it's dangerous for men because let's say you have a woman that does hate men and she could just make up a lie, right? Let's say it was like down south where there's still hella freaking racism and she lies about just because
Or sexual harassment.
or sexual. Yeah, he doesn't have to say anything. They'll beat his ass until he dies
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
or throw him in jail. And there goes his life. You know what I mean? So it's dangerous for both. You got to just, these people have issues.
It is dangerous for both, but like you were saying earlier, the woman, I think she's the, lesser vessel in regards to,
She doesn't pose a threat.
yeah, physical
Physical.
and stuff of that nature, so that could be a factor as well. It's like, I feel like it's celebrated. You know what I'm saying?
For
Male
men?
hate. It's celebrated.
I think,
Especially with the women.
yeah. Well, I think that it's because they're obviously more vocal, right? Because like you said before, everybody's doing it, or they don't really get any heat for it, any flack for it.
Yeah.
But let a man who, like we said earlier, is the more, the stronger of the two sexes, let him say, I hate women. Everybody's going to turn and be like, all right, keep an eye on him because why is he, he's going to hurt somebody. That's not, I think that's why.
Yeah, you're right. They don't pose a threat. It goes down to I think this was when we brought Mike Dukes on. I don't remember the number, but I remember using the analogy of, well, she's smart if she's submissive. And I used I used the analogy of the lion in the jungle. No matter if I'm a beast, this is his domain. I'm gonna get on his team. I'm gonna be second in command. We're gonna take it to the next level. I think it was that when I was saying that oftentimes, like, the women carry the trauma, and that trauma is like turning into payback, revenge.
Yeah, I could totally see
You
that.
know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, I was saying, like, it was profitable. They don't respect the woman, really, because there is sexism. They're just blanketing it. They don't respect the women, really, because they know she's the weaker sex. Because they would, no. It wasn't even that. It was leadership. If the relationship fails, who's to blame?
Yeah.
It was leadership. They gonna hold the men more accountable because they say men are leaders. They don't see women like, you're gonna get canceled if you say that, bro. Say that amongst the guys. Women are not leaders, or women are not good leaders. Say that amongst the guys. Don't say that to, like, publicly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That look like hate. But everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. It's just they don't want to say it because of certain consequences. But everybody knows it. That's why we don't hold you to the same standards as guys.
Yeah.
And I use
That's
the
true.
analogy of anything that happened, God forbid, a fire or whatever, the police, they're gonna get the reports and stuff. Fire department, they're gonna ask, oh, who's in charge of this facility? You think if they see the employees and they know that they are, they're gonna come to them, oh well, let's talk this and let's talk that and get the report and everything and where were you? And you think they're gonna do that? They're gonna say, where's your boss? That's what
Mhm.
it is because of leadership. So
Mhm.
the world does not put women on the same standard as men because they don't respect women in that regard. Women are not leaders. So where's the leader? We need to hold them accountable. How are we gonna hold the follower accountable? They don't know what they're doing. They're like children. Where's the leader though? That's why. Why would you hold children on the same level as the parent?
Mm.
You see?
That's true.
So I always said women are the same as children in regards to being to having guidance from the man, the hierarchy of spirituality, God over man, man over woman, woman over children.
Mm.
So king, queen, they're not on the same playing field,
That's true.
so I think that's a reason too why it is the way it is.
One of the bullets here also says could be competition because men have always been viewed as a stronger sex. That's what you were just talking about.
Yeah, you get a lot of hate from guys, but it's not heard of, silent.
Who, a guy
If
hating another guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So with competition of with
girls.
the girls and the guys, those are feminists. Those are women heavy in their masculine, hating men for competition in that regard. For example, oh, Discipline edits the podcast. Oh, I could do that too. Watch me do it better and do it. That's a
Mm.
feminist. Like,
Mm.
why would you want to do shit that a man do? Like, that's gonna be a little stress that you're gonna have problems to do, right? Like, why are you trying to show me that you could be great with the toolbox too?
Hmm.
Like, why aren't you staying in your place? I do. As a man, I stay in my place. I'm not competing with you to be best at cooking. I learned how to cook late. Didn't you learn early? You should be a master at it. So if you're the best at it, great for you.
He
Have
said.
that. That's gonna be crazy if I'm better than
He
you.
said, "Didn't you learn early? I learned late."
So wait a minute, like I'm better in the gym. I'm better with cars. I know how to change the oil. I know how to fix a microphone. I know how to do this editing. I know how to fix a door that's coming off a hinge.
But
It,
maybe
but
you're
but but
taking
but
it.
it's like if you trying to do that too, why? You think I'm gonna respect you? No. The irony is I'm gonna not respect you more because you're not staying in your place.
Right, but I
So
think that they don't.
so I'm,
Women who do that, I don't think that they see it like that because no one has ever told them that. You know what I mean? I
mm,
think when women, want to
that
show
makes
you,
sense.
when women want to show you, look, I can hammer something too. They think I can be helpful.
Mm,
No way?
okay.
Yeah.
I can see your point. But I believe that um that can be silent competition.
Yeah.
But
It
you're
could
right.
be.
But
It
you're
could
right.
be.
You're right. If it's not conscious, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
But if it's not conscious, you're 100% right. I'll give you that. And I don't agree 100% all the time with you,
Mm.
but I could give you that because they're not conscious of it, so it makes sense. But they're
Exactly.
still doing
You
it.
know why?
Like
Because I'm like that.
imagine, right? Imagine
Hmm.
women are more common. You could look this up for being more active on social media, selfies and stuff of that nature.
Oh yeah.
Imagine me going out there and like, oh, I'm gonna compete with that social media influencer. Look at her followers. This is what she do. I'm gonna start taking selfies at different angles.
Mm.
Like if mad women do that, it's not really common for men to do that. I wanna be like, so that's me competing, maybe subconsciously.
Mm.
Pretty boy shit. Subconsciously, I'm competing now. Metrosexual
Mm.
dudes.
Yeah.
I'm competing now. Oh, I'm not gonna keep my beard. I'm gonna shave that shit, be clean. Not to any man that do that. That's your prerogative. Like do that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna keep the roughneck look.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
I'm taking mad long to get ready. Don't
Mm.
women do that often? So now I'm taking mad long. It's all
Not all women.
subconscious. It's all subconscious competing.
Mm. Yeah.
So he's not staying in his place. So that's what I mean with the same thing with the woman,
Yeah.
but it could be both. So can that be kind of hate leading to competition?
I mean, yes, like okay, I could be dating myself and maybe you don't remember. But the ice skaters, the figure skaters, Nancy, qué sé yo, and Tanya Harding. So Nancy Cardigan, I can't remember her name. She was the best, right?
You act like I know who those are.
These are figure skaters, Team USA for going to the Olympics,
Mm.
right? So the one chick who was the best, and then you have the second best. The second best hated her so much, she got somebody to bash the first one in the knee.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she could be taken out of the competition, and now she's gonna be number one. Look,
Mm.
they just had like a show on them, but this was
Mm.
in the 80s. That's hatred. You
Mm.
know, when we're talking about like a competition type, you know, the two women, the one was hating on her crazy, wanted her spot, and got her knee bashed in.
Mm.
Terrible. The things that people do when they hate somebody, because hate is a very strong emotion. It is a very strong emotion, and if one of the things was it over here, if you don't know yourself, no, do you think there's more hate? When you don't know yourself and you let any little thing trigger you or make you react instead of how you said earlier, take your time and think things through. I also heard there was an Olympic runner who, I think she was Nigerian. I don't want to say the wrong country, but when she got home, they said that her boyfriend, not even her husband, was jealous because she won instead of being proud, and he doused her with gasoline and lit her on fire.
Damn.
And she died a couple of days later, and she had a son.
Mm.
That's crazy. That's what I'm talking about, that level of hatred. And it can be a woman hating a woman, a man hating a woman hating a man. It's when it gets to that level where you can cause some sort of harm, then that's a problem. You need to seek help.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We got any more bullets?
The last one we have is, oh no, we didn't. It's dangerous because it can seem as abuse due to history of men and women from ancient times. Do we
Yeah, you
touch
said
on
that
it?
in the beginning,
And then it's
but I went more in depth.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because let's say, for example, you talking about the friends earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that girl never was abused, but she witnessed her mom.
I was just
She
gonna say that.
witnessed her friend. She never was, but she read about it. Obviously, we wasn't back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
but she read about it. Maybe saw it in film, old films, back in the days, maybe when it was more acceptable to slap your wife if she was talking back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So she saw certain things,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that. And now she's like created a specific ideology pertaining to men.
Mm-hmm.
So that hate just grew from what she was able to absorb, see, hear in music, probably.
Yeah.
Bitch, act bad, act bad. If he ain't got no money, don't even save his number. Da 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 da. Run them, play them, lie to them. Have two boyfriends, lie to both. Do this, do that. Get up, gay. They all want pussy, so do it like this and treat them like that and squeeze them for all they got and lie on them and. So if they hear shit like that, niggas are niggas and niggas ain't shit. If they're hearing all these things and it's playing into their subconscious, like a bad Drake song or something like that, like R&B and shit that keeps playing every day. I'm not saying R&B and bad, but him transitioning to R&B. You know what I'm saying? And doing that. Like it's like constantly you only just like let's say you're driving every day. And I said this like in seasons past. And you just don't have your playlist. Like I got a workout playlist, I got a sex foreplay playlist, I got a hardcore playlist, I got a driving playlist. So let's say you don't do that, you just listen to radio. And they're just playing that because maybe the artists are paying to be on there. So they're playing the worst stuff. The DJ's like, I don't want to play this shit. But they're paying. The executive's like, they paid us. Play that shit. Nigga, you gonna get fired. All right, fine. Over and over. So as you're driving, you listen to that song every day and it's bad. Whether it's a Sexy Red song, a Cardi B, whatever it is. they're bad. Like,
Mm.
what are they saying? Mumbling. Who was a mumble rapper back in the day?
I
The
don't know.
dude
I
that
hate it though.
panda, 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 panda. What was that? Who's that
I
guy?
don't know.
He started with a D. Destiny or the Journal? Whatever. Panda, panda, panda. Like,
The
you didn't know what he
journal.
was saying.
No,
But if
awful.
it's mumble shit, every day you're driving, you'll be like, oh, this is good.
It's catchy.
It's
Yeah.
catchy. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. It's like if you're absorbing that and it's what you
Definitely.
see growing up, parents, whatever it is, that grows. Now
Yeah.
that hate grows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like me mentioning these people, I don't hate them. their music I don't like.
Yeah,
You know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I can't hate like you gotta know somebody to hate them. Like
That's
that's
what I'm
weird to
saying,
me. Like
yeah.
if you don't know somebody and you're like, oh, I hate them. It's not. It's fake. It's like you're a
It's
you're a
envious.
private fan.
Mm.
You're a silent fan, really.
Yeah.
Because you gotta know them to hate them. Like if you said, yo, I hate this person. I knew them for 20 years, and
Mhm.
because we went to school and stuff like that, he killed a relative.
Right. You
So
know
I
that
hate them.
person.
Like I know them. Why would they do that to me? He stole in my house. Oh my
Mhm.
God, I let this person sleep on my bed. I'm not saying these stuff happened to me,
Right.
but different scenarios. Oh, I let this person sleep in my bed.
Right. You knew them at one
or
point.
this girl, I thought she slept with my man. She
Mm.
slept with my man. Like, why would she do that?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I hate them. You gotta know somebody to have that strong type of emotion.
Yeah.
Or it's just you're a silent fan.
Or you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't know somebody and you hate them to that, to that point, you crazy.
Yeah, so I believe that for men it's more celebrated. Um, for women it's very dangerous in both aspects. Where you were talking about the lesser genes. I mean,
Yeah.
not the lesser genes, but the lesser
Like the weaker
sex.
person, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's dangerous for men too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
but we're not saying it's both. We're saying men it's
more.
celebrated, women
Oh,
it's dangerous.
got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how would it be dangerous for men?
How?
Oh, so what we talk about women setting
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lying
using
about
them,
them. Yeah.
their resources and stuff.
Yeah,
And
making them go broke.
yeah, like making them simp. Like, he's simping there. And you know that.
Mhm.
Like, you know that. Maybe he doesn't know. He thinks this is how I'm supposed to treat my woman.
Mhm.
You know.
This is how I
But
show my
you know
love.
he's simping. Shoot, you talk about him with the side dude. Oh, my man, such a simp. Like, he's simping
Mhm.
there. And yeah, you're right. That's dangerous because now even his life is potentially next gonna be on the line.
Yep, exactly.
You
He could
know,
lose his home.
yeah. Or when they go out, because clearly he doesn't have authority there.
Yep.
So when they go out, like there's probably danger there too. Maybe her mouth is crazy,
Yep.
close to the wrong
Definitely.
person, and he's like, oh, "Yo, tell your bitch to shut up. We in an equal 50-50 relationship. You could tell her." And then now it's
Tell her yourself.
like tell yourself. She started it instead of him just nipping in the bud right away. Like, yo, when we go out, this is the standard. This is how you dress. When
Yeah.
you're with me, boom, 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 boom. A stranger approaches, man or woman, no, you defer to me. Like there's nothing in the beginning. Or even they didn't talk about it. He don't check her right because she said something right about. Pulls it to the side. Yo, he ain't even looking at the dude because I'm not concerned with him. I don't know him. I know you. Pull it to the side. Listen, turn back around. Put it to the side. We gonna talk in private. Why you doing this? Do. Check her on that. But you see what I'm saying? And in
Yep.
that regard, it's like before it escalates.
Exactly.
Because if he's not a good man, if he don't have God in him, that could be a physical
Bad.
altercation coming up. Because
Yep.
that's how it is with men and women. Women, it could just keep going until she gets tired. Oh, she gonna just talk me to death. She ain't gonna put hands. The dude, it's a high probability. If it keeps going, the boiling point is violence.
Yep, definitely. Very scary.
So in that regard, like a thinking man, a man who's in his divinity, has God in him, is already 10 steps ahead, like chess.
Yeah.
And he's moving like in the
Accordingly.
world, life with chess. Like he's playing chess. So he's already, like, you might think he's paranoid, but he's already 10 steps ahead. What could possibly happen?
Exactly.
Let me nip this in the bud. Ah, man, it's my fault. I should have told her how the standards would be going out.
More men should think that way. More men should think that way.
You know what I'm
but they
saying?
don't.
So in that regard, it's like, that can be hate. Even
Yeah.
going in depth to finish my point, the woman not allowing the man to lead in the dynamic. 50-50, equal,
Gotcha.
ironic emasculation. And the emasculation is coming from where? I believe, may not be true, hate and disrespect. It's going to be hand in hand eventually. Because it's consistent disrespect, that hate is going to grow.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you plant a seed and it needs sunlight and it needs water. Eventually it's going to grow into a plant or something. You're planting seeds. It's going to grow into something.
I hope so. Or else, what are you doing?
Or if you're doing it like emotionally or verbally,
Right.
like I'm sending a message
Right.
because they're using my body as a vessel to relay their message. So I'm planting seeds now in people's heads.
Got you.
Could be that too.
Very good.
You see, so it's going to turn into something.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a problem when it pertains to both of these things. Like, if it's celebrated for men hate, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. If it's hate towards women, it's dangerous. Women and men. So there's weird ways, because a lot of people don't look in depth. But there are good portion of people, small portion of people who do. And looking in depth, I'm going to get to my point is, you might think the woman saying, get your bag, bitch, and post your booty online and stuff like that is her loving women and being about women empowerment. But the woman who's actually more in her feminine and is like, oh, women, you need to be like this and stay in your place and this is how you're going to keep a man, could be, in my perspective, she really loves women and wants them to do well, and she's not giving up on them, because I believe discipline is synonymous with care, and that's what she's doing. She's disciplining them psychologically. Shaming too, hoochie. Don't do that. Men are not going to respect you, hoochie, skeezer, hoe. Boom, making her have accountability. The women that know it's wrong are not. So people might look, because it's flying over their head.
Right.
Oh, empowerment. They care. They're about women. They're setting them up for failure.
Yeah.
When they talk about when they're drunk, and that's when the truth comes out, they talk to their girls. Yo, there's this one girl online. She's crazy. She does this, she does that, but maybe I could use her to get there. Do what she does. I'm jealous that she gets all this attention. But she's, well, like, why does she do that? But she's be the first one in the comments encouraging.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's fake.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's like that's the most dangerous hate. That's the most dangerous, because it's not real. It's not love.
You're not looking out for that person, right?
Yeah,
it's not genuine.
It's not genuine. So the women that, like, people that are not reading in depth is looking at, oh, she a woman hater. Telling women should do this, blah, blah, blah. What should you tell a woman how to do and be and blah, 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 and on all that? Meanwhile, if she's like, if I choose to be a housewife, y'all feminists should be proud of that, because that's still choice, right? Why is it just choice when it's pertaining to that topic? But if I want to be submissive, and that's a choice. Like, why am I getting shamed for that? Why am I a man hater? Because I love men, and I'm trying to make the women better. See, that's the people that's not looking in depth.
Yeah.
Same thing with the guys. If let's say a guy like me, just to use, because I'm the guy here, talking about this, that for the guys. Like, oh, yo, why is he bashing dudes? It's like, I want him to be better.
Right. They don't see it as you want them to be better. They see him as, well,
Yeah,
he's hating.
simp for your girl.
Right.
Do this. Let her drive metaphorically, not physically. Let her drive metaphorically. She's not gonna drive you off a cliff. She's not gonna make a lot of decisions off of emotion. Let her do that. Take the back seat. Let her lead sometimes. Go equal in there. Be 50-50. Go ahead, guys. Do that. This is what being a good man is about. If they're doing this, it's like, oh, he's such a good man. Women and men love him. Oh, that's so great. Maybe you and I see them as panderers because it's not true. Oh, he got some money on the line. Where's his sponsors coming from? Oh, okay, maybe most of his women clients are women. So based off this, okay, this, oh, okay, that's where the money's coming from. Okay, so, he building some brand or something. He really believes that. So, we're looking in depth like, oh, he probably pandering. That's fake. Gotta be right. What? Cash App her on the first date? People probably be like, oh, that's so nice, such a gentleman. And when you're looking in depth, even an old school person using their brain efficiently gonna be like, first date?
Yeah, I was
They
about to
never
say
did
first
that on the
date.
date. They didn't ever did that back in the days. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? Oh, you know him? You don't? They're not gonna believe that to be real.
Yeah.
They're not gonna believe that to be real. Trauma will. Because trauma is looking for a savior.
Yeah.
They're not reading in depth. They're not thinking logical. They're thinking with emotion. Unhealed trauma, I should say, unhealed trauma is looking at the shit quick, instant gratification, that drug quick to heal that.
To make them feel better. Why did I automatically go to her? To make them feel better.
Yeah. You've been hurt by a guy, or guys, plural, and then you meet a man that's doing that, or even a woman that's doing it. It's healing that trauma, you think. Just going to that, even if you don't believe it. Like, I need to hear a lie right now. That's what's going to make me feel better.
Yeah.
I need to hear a lie right now. Damn, that doesn't make sense. It's wild. Okay, let's go with it. I need to hear a lie right now. I'm depressed. It's going to make me feel better.
That's people who can't handle. Because if you have to lie to yourself, that's just get the help, people. Just get the help.
So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'm gonna say what I said in the beginning. I don't think hate towards men is celebrated by everyone. I think it might be tolerated by everyone, but definitely not celebrated. Because I know there are people who don't hate men, and there are also men who are not hated. So, and dangerous, like I said, I think it could be dangerous for both. Hate is a very strong emotion. Sometimes it blinds you to making good decisions. Obviously, we just talked about a couple of examples of what really bad hatred can make someone do. And if you have anger problems, and go see anger management and get that under control.
I mean, easier said than done.
Yeah, you have to know yourself.
That person needs to, like, they need to take the steps because they need to see a benefit long term. Like, it's never gonna happen if you just tell them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, easier said than done.
It is. I should know. I was a hateful person. Younger me. But now look at me, just full of love. I thought you were gonna say something else.
So,
what's your friend?
Damn, imagine if I met the old you around now. I don't think we'd do business. You'd be vengeful. Like, oh,
mean ass.
You made me mad. I'm gonna come late. I'm not gonna be on time on purpose. We got a show at 9.
My time was always important to me.
We got a show at 9. No, I'm just telling you, like, probably could have been like that.
I would definitely have had an attitude. I was queen of the attitudes, man.
But hate towards men celebrated. Yeah, it's many different avenues here. Profit, culturally, and when I mean culture, like, I could be modern culture, today's era. That's the standard. Like, nobody's checking it. And checking it, I mean, not looking for it. It's a hood term.
Right.
Like, putting in it, discipline.
Nipping it
in the bud, holding it accountable. G checking it. Nobody's, like, checking it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Holding it accountable. It's just, let's rock with it. Let's vibe. Monkey see, monkey do.
It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Um, but it it always comes down to what I say. You knowing yourself, getting back into your divinity. Once you do, God is in you, and when you do that, God is love. Like hate is the devil.
Yeah.
It's gonna like feed toxicity. Based off that. So healthy. God, love. It's a triangle. Like God at the top, then it's like left, it's like love, then right, it's healthy, and then it connects. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Mm-hmm.
together. And that's what it is. You start to have those morals, those principles, those standards, even yourself. We didn't talk about that. Self-hate.
Yeah.
Self-hate. We should have made that a
Yeah.
bullet.
Dang.
And
You know why? Because we don't self hate each other ourselves. We don't have that.
yeah.
That's why
But
it probably
yeah, but
over the
that's
head.
probably why, yeah. But
Yeah.
what years ago I learned to like have empathy, look at the other person, how they think. One of the things that makes me a really great dominant too, that I discipline, mental discipline, emotional discipline, and seeing the views of other people.
Mm.
So yeah, self-hate, and that can cause you even abusing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
drinking every night, doing this,
Hurting
doing that,
yourself.
hurting yourself physically,
Yep.
masochist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm depressed right now. Let me slit my wrists. You do this, do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Cut yourself.
you
Hit
know,
yourself.
um, it
Yeah.
could cause that. It could cause you to allow people to disrespect you.
Yep.
It could cause you to allow people to cross your boundaries, not articulate your boundaries. Maybe you have them, maybe you're aware of them.
Yep.
A lot of people aren't, but maybe you are, but you really like that guy. You really like that girl.
And you let them abuse you.
Yeah,
Yep.
mentally, emotionally,
Yep. Physically even.
psychologically, physically. If it's not consensual,
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
abuse.
That's probably the
you know.
worst type is self hate.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big misconception pertaining to the BDSM lifestyle. People think that it's trauma what made these people into this.
Mm.
Hate or whatever, or abuse, or they like abuse. There's a big misconception because of what was out there.
Yeah. Yep.
So meanwhile, these people are more in tune, more honest, more upfront, know themselves, and not afraid to share king's fetishes, likes, dislikes, inside, outside the bedroom, and their boundaries with their partner or publicly. They're more secure. So they're
Mm.
more mentally healthy. That's the irony.
Interesting.
Instead of that fear.
Yep.
So, it's a very powerful emotion. And when you have that, it can induce a lot of bad things. Even you hurting other people, strangers. Like, what would make like, because this is common, right? I'm not picking on nobody, but a lot of black people don't do this. I've never heard this before. Black people going up to in schools and theaters and doing that. So what would make the white man or the white boy go into a theater and just blow it up, or school,
Or
Columbine,
church.
or church? What would make them do that? Maybe self hate. So
Ridiculous.
you know it's dangerous. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you're gonna get these triggers, stay away from those things.
Yeah.
Stay away from those people. Don't go to those places. Don't hang out there. Don't listen to that. Maybe music or whatever, or a podcast. Maybe people
Mm-hmm.
hate this podcast. That's cool. Um, go somewhere
Exactly.
else. So it's like it all of that. But it's like, for me personally, like, I'm all about love. And I'm showing it through my actions, and what I do behind closed doors. There's no physical awards for that. I've hired Chinese, Muslims, Indian, Dominicans, Haitians, Latinos, Colombian. I've hired them all, women and men. I've changed their financial situation, saved lives, built lives, created lives, elevated minds, turned boys into men, girls into women, enter in their divinity. I've done a lot of other things that I don't take videos of, publicize, um, because I love, and I don't do it to boast. Like I've done shit to the homeless man, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't post or talk about. I've done
Mm.
stuff to that black woman who she didn't have money to eat.
Mm.
Let's go get you something. I've done that. Oh, the bag fell. She by herself, black woman or white woman or whatever. Oh, let me help you. Oh, trying to give me a tip. Like, I'm out before you could
Mm.
even do that. Like, but I'm not trying to boast. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about this stuff, but I don't need to take videos and do all this stuff
And
and
put it
show
up,
this and
yeah.
put it up, whatever, because it's like I come with love,
Mm-hmm.
divine masculine. I come with love. So it's like when I get in a relationship, I start doing things, but I put rules with letting them know that what I give you is gonna be earned. Like I'm not a simp. I don't just do things and like, okay, get on with your life. I'm just gonna love everybody. There's trust there too. I respect everybody, but there's trust to get more rewards. So you gotta earn that to get a lot of my money, not just paying for these little rinky dinky dates and stuff, money that I wipe my ass with. Like it's not like to get all this to invest in the projects I'm investing, but like giving you part of that asset or like whatever investments that I'm engaging in or whatever it is, right? To
Mm.
build or you're cold, let me give you my jacket or something like that. You know, those things have to be earned, but it's like I approach with love.
Mm.
So basic when I'm holding her hand, opening the door, protection, teaching, guiding, disciplining, holding her accountable. Oh, no guys never told you this? Let me talk to you real quick. You're gonna get this work. Let me cook. That part of teaching, guiding, things that your father and granddaddy would do and say.
Mm.
Love. The basic. And then the extra that I talked about is beyond. And he really loves me. He's in love. So I've done things and I remember watching like Coach Carter, the movie played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very strict, lean on me, played by Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Very strict. Nobody liked them at first, but what happened? When Coach Carter threatened to quit, the team that turned into students was like, oh well, they can't make us play.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when Cruz? Oh, you want to get back on the team? You got to do this. He's stuck on his principles. You're not a spoiled brat. You got to do 25, 100 push-ups and 1,000 suicides. Oh man, he was short. He was short by 500. What happened? Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Said, "Oh, I'll do push-ups for him." What did Coach Carter did that? Even though that's a fictional film. I think John Singleton directed that. Rest in peace to him. But even though that's a fictional film, look what he did. Turn their
Mm.
boys into men. He approached with love, but you could see he's aggressive. Maybe he looks mad because he has a stern face on. Oh, he hate him. He hate those boys. No, he made them better. Even if that is a fictional film,
Mm-hmm.
he would have never got up and said that. Yo, I'll do push-ups for him. We a team, right? You see, one person struggle, we all struggle. One person win, we all win or triumph. Started doing push-ups. He got everybody else to do it. What happened? Got on the team because of that. That's what he
Wow.
did. Dominant men are paramount for society because they come with love. It's a big misconception because of what people are used to today.
Yeah, definitely.
Masculine men make everybody feel safe and good. We don't talk about that. Weak men make situations difficult,
Calm masculine men,
you know.
definitely.
And well, masculine men have God in them, so we can't say there's toxic masculinity. That's an oxymoron.
No, I said calm.
Yeah, he has God in him.
No, I know, but I'm just
So a
saying like
man who's
a
not
man that's
calm is not
masculine.
masculine.
Oh,
So,
well,
because a
yeah,
woman's
there you
not
go.
calm. A woman's not calm naturally. So he's more in his feminine. A woman's not calm. She's not calculating. So he's operating in his feminine. He's not a masculine dude. That's just facts. We're not even debating here. I'm educating you.
Yeah.
You know? So in that regard, it's like he built that. So that's love. Because they could not have won those championships. or those games rather.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been in the streets. They could have not gotten that GPA. That was the standard he put. Lean on Me. You saw that probably.
That one I saw.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he was doing. Then when he went to jail, what happened? Bring Mr. Clark back. But I thought he was a dick. Thought he was an asshole. I thought nobody liked him. Bring him back. There was a whole protest.
Yeah.
Free Mr. Clark. Free Mr. Clark. What happened? The feminist woman had no choice but to give him the what do they call those back in the day?
Bullhorn.
Bullhorn. There you go. She had no choice but to give. Trying to struggle. She had to look at him. He was like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to go back to class. He had power. And when you're looking at these powerful, dominant men, they come with love. I think that society tries to diminish these men and emasculate them because they know that they are the key to bringing a healthy world back.
Instrumental.
They know that.
Yeah.
They know that because they're going to build those soldiers that's going to turn into those bosses. And then everybody's going to, so now I had 2 people following me. I had the hand. Now, just like Mr. Clark, he got a whole bunch of people processed, but I thought he was a dick. Pause. I thought he was an asshole.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah, but Mr. Clark saved my life. One of the students said that. Mr. Clark saved my life. Did this, did that. Yeah. Even though this is fictional film, is real stuff. Maybe the modern, maybe the guys today don't know those movies, but they're gonna go watch them now. You know.
But I thought Lean on Me was real. It was based on a real Garfield High School.
Yes, it was based on real. Yes, but you know, sometimes you're right. Sometimes like these films are based off real events and stuff of that nature and real people.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, it comes down to that. And I think if you're walking out there in the world full of hate, or you hate, you're projecting that. God is not present. You know what I'm saying? And a person that's bringing love, don't just be like, if I use excessive profanity, it doesn't mean I have hate in my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm aggressive with my tone, it doesn't mean I have hate in my heart. It's people reading in depth. Some people may think I'm intense. Others may see he's passionate. So it's like it's what we are conditioned to. Get out of the matrix. Yeah. What did Morpheus say to Neo? Get out of the matrix. Not that. But I'm telling you guys to get out of the matrix. It starts with the mind prior. That's the slave. Or not. Or the king. Or the queen. Because you free it. If it's in bondage right now, you know what I'm saying? This is what leads to this. But when you free it, you're psychologically immune to the bullshit. Yeah. And then now, you know, you start to be a critical thinker. You start to be more analytical. You're not taking at face value what's, you know, being said and what's in front of you. Like, you're unlearning to relearn. So a lot of people don't know how to do that or don't want to do that. Yeah. But that's the key. Your mind prior. Definitely. That's why when they go to these meetings like AA or anger management or whatever, like, yo, I'm gonna help you out right now. Free game. It's all psychological at first. They don't start doing the work yet. The activities, I'm going to plan this, I'm going to plan that for you to keep these goals like as a coach or a therapist. They start prior getting in your mind. It's mental first. It's psychological. So they get you. It's psychology, persuasion. They get you to admit to them what's going on. They already know. They got your page right there. They got your questionnaire. It's like, why are you asking me a rhetorical question? Why are you asking me stuff I already know? They're getting you to, what's the problem? What this? You know how to fix this? What are we going to do? You know, admit the problem, right? It's all psychological. You heal your mind first. You heal your mind first. And then to sustain it, the activities, the gym, because the gym or some type of physical activity is conducive to the mind. Yeah. It is linked, the emotion, the spirit. the spirit, meditation,
Mm-hmm.
what you're absorbing, like all of it now it's maintaining it, the healing or what you learn,
No,
because you could always go back. It's like if you think about it,
actually.
the devil is strong like God, but what make him really really strong is people. He
Mm.
feed off that.
Because they give into it,
Yeah, so
into
it could
whatever
it
it
could look
is.
like the world we living in today, like the devil's stronger, but it's not
It sure
true.
can.
It's not true. It's like God is stronger, but it's like the people are losing sight of that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, the toxicity is what the devil's feeding off of.
There's a lot of toxicity out there today.
Yeah, so you know, I'm not trying to preach
We
and
know it's
get
in your blood.
well here, but and get all this terminologies and people are gonna be like, oh, religious and stuff. No, it's metaphor. I say God as a metaphor. I say devil as a metaphor. That's what it is. So, it's dangerous in the regards of that, where it's like if we just heal, we're gonna approach with love. You don't have to like kind of like have that fear. I was like, oh well, they gonna play me. So
Mm.
I'm not gonna give because I gave already. Wore my heart on my sleeve. I'm really loyal in this and that and all these aspects, and I am submissive. Maybe the woman is talking. I am a provider. I am a protector, but I'm not. I want to see how they move, or instead of just approaching like that.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless the outcome, your karma is gonna be good because, like I said, they may not be any physical rewards in this life, but there's spiritual rewards in the next life.
Yep, I believe that.
So if you could just think like that, you know what I'm saying, and just do your duty, stay in your place and do your due diligence. Like my duty is this.
Mm.
But if they're violating, I also have the right to walk away from her or them or whatever friends. You know what I'm saying? If they're violating, because I already stated my boundaries, and now they're getting to a part where they're still doing it. They're not dumb. They're not a
Mm.
kid. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're dating women like or men, they're not a kid. They're purposely doing it. What am I gonna do now? Because if I stay, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So at that moment, like you could still be how you are. I think oftentimes these situations or events tend to change us.
I agree with that.
And I think changing us, like if you was already a naturally good person and now you've gone bad, it's dangerous. So in that regards of the relationship aspect, like my advice would be for them to vet better. Cause like I've said this in shows prior. I'm naturally like this. Like my dominance doesn't come with some conditions. So I need to be with women or a woman that is gonna allow me to be that free.
Mm.
Because if I'm with women or a woman that isn't, I'm gonna be fake there. You see, I'm gonna be restricting what I do. Why? Because I'm afraid. Why you give me that look?
Because
It's
it's
true. It's
you,
true.
but you wouldn't.
No,
Another
no.
guy
I'm
would.
saying I'm using my example to make you now understand the thought. I'm using
Mm.
context. That's why I use myself as an example. I'm not saying it's happening.
Gotcha.
So I'm saying, so the woman, let's make it subjective. You're a woman. If you ride or die, why would you get with the man who is going to violate that, who's not going to value that, who's going to make you feel bad for that? I like to cook for my man. This guy says that we're not in the 1950s. He makes me feel bad. Why would you do that? That's what I'm saying. This is the
Yeah,
example.
that
You get
makes
it
sense.
now?
Yep, I totally get it
Okay,
now.
so if you're a submissive woman and you are comfortable being this is the most present, you don't want to be with submissive guys. That's what I mean. If I'm a dominant, I don't want to be with feminists. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be with dominant women, even if I'm sexually attracted to her, because I'm going to suppress my true nature there. Why would I do that to myself? That's going to turn toxic and it's going to be dangerous.
And needs a hatred.
Yes, maybe.
You saw how
Yeah,
that all
full
tied
circle.
in?
So the woman too, she's hating that guy that doesn't step up, even if it's subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely subconscious because she's a submissive woman. She's not going to be aggressive and eviscerate you verbally and maybe. But in her mind, she's like, that's growing to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Resentment is going to hate because he's not stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't because I don't want to. That's not my role. I like staying in my place.
Interesting.
You see, so it's the same thing with the guy. So, in regards to the relationship aspect, I would vet better.
Yeah.
Find your counterpart, your opposite, because it's like if I'm just a submissive good girl, I can't be with a guy that's straight laced all the time. He gotta have some bad in him,
Mm.
like even if it's good bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm a submissive woman, or if I'm a feminist maybe or masculine woman, even if I'm attracted to the masculine man or the alpha, that's history. We bump heads, and I'm not willing to change even my thought process. So
Yeah.
I need to get betas.
They have to really know themselves for that.
Maybe I'll cheat with the alpha, but it's not gonna be anything long term. But I'm gonna get with the beta because that's where I'm gonna rock there, even if I know it's wrong.
Mm.
That's her future because she's gonna be angry there. So maybe the balance is her cheating to keep the alpha side dude that is not territorial.
Mm.
That's like, I don't want you fucking with that guy no more.
Right.
Or hold it out on him.
Mm.
Like he's not putting no standard. He's cool with it. He's cool with it. I'm using her too. I know she's using me. I'm using her too. Good sex. Whatever.
Yeah.
We have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know she got a man. He's a simp.
Mm.
She tell me the truth. Like that's her way of being present in the relationship because she not gonna be too long out of nature. She gonna want to eventually get back there.
Yep.
The man, why is he trying to get with the feminist? Trying to change her mentality. She been a hardcore one for mad long. If he don't know himself, I could give him that. But if he knows himself, if he's purposely doing it, like what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like he likes problems. That's what he likes problems. Like he can't be with a woman who's boring or plain or homebodies and stuff. He likes problems. He like them to talk back a little bit. Maybe that's the sadistic part of him, just making him present because he can't. It got to be a balance. She can't just be like this all the time. She gotta be disobedient sometimes.
Mm.
See, so it's like for that, it's like, oh damn, he's confusing. Something
He
up
got
with
trauma,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, he has unresolved trauma. Something's up with him.
Mm-hmm.
He can't lead there.
Mm.
That's the summary. He can't really lead there. So he's not really who he is. He's not a dominant man or a dominant. So, he's actually settling for his desires, like thinking more emotionally, not logic. You know what I'm saying? Versus I'm getting with the submissive women only. Like even if I'm engaging in polyamorous relationships, they both act the same. And one could be, let's say, Dominican, and the other one could be Trinidadian, or one could be Chinese, and another could be like Colombian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, or they both could be black. Different signs, different names, different body types, maybe.
Whole different name.
But, they act similar
Mm.
because I'm what this is. So everybody gets the same rules, boundaries.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not common where it's like, oh, well, he's doing one thing with one woman and doing this. Like if my exes could come out, you know what I'm saying? Because most of them are private, right? I pick women who are reserved.
Mm-hmm.
But if they could come out and talk, they all gonna say the same shit. Maybe one person would say, "Oh well, he was a dick before it ended." Some person would, "Oh, he was really a good man." Based off the energy they gave me, I probably gave him back.
Mm.
So, but they would probably all there's a common denominator. Oh, does he have rules? Oh yeah, I remember that part. Like all of them will say that. Does he do this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, every time we went out, he held my hand. Like I did the same shit. Like ain't
All the
nobody
time.
was saying, no woman that has trauma was like, oh well, he loves me better than them. That he gave me stuff that he didn't give them, or he treated me. He never held hands with them, so he's making me feel special.
Mm.
Maybe a traumatic person who's not healed, but somebody who's really studied that man or that woman where they even could see their history of who they dated, to be like, oh, okay, they're gonna give me the same energy.
Mm.
They're not just gonna switch up, whatever. They'll matter status and whatnot.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So, I think that it plays a big factor in knowing yourself.
100%.
It's the mindset. You cure the mind, then everything else starts to cure. It's like the mind is like the engine to the vehicle. It gets shit running, pistons, valves and stuff working. You know what I'm saying? It gets things running. You know what I'm saying? And it tell the body how to move.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It tell the body how to move. Your body could be tired and hurting. In your mind, you're like, yo, I gotta get up to make this money.
Yep.
So in your mind, you're
Mind
like, yo,
over
I gotta
matter.
get up to make this money. And what does it do to your body now? You get the fuck up out of
Rejuvenates.
bed,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
That's true. Mind over matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think. So, even though this was perspectives,
It's a good perspective.
I think it comes down to that.
Mm-hmm.
We look at it on the psychological aspect, spiritual aspect. I think it comes down to that. And we can just learn. I think that's the number one thing. Like we said this in episode 159. We brought like Shakina on. Like I remember the names and everything of guests and
I
most of
can't
the
remember.
numbers.
I can remember the names maybe,
Yeah,
but the
it was
numbers.
about what would make a woman not submit to her man. So I asked y'all ladies a question of, well, what do you think it is? The lack of education, or is
Oh
it the
yeah.
circumstance? I think it's the lack of education. I'll still stay strict with that answer till this day because that's what changes things. Most people are the way they are. You say it all the time. Oh, well, maybe she didn't know. Well, maybe he didn't know. Okay. Now when they know, what are they doing?
Hopefully
That's what
changing.
that's what it comes down to now, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Because now they
Oh,
got the education.
I see.
They didn't have it before.
I see what you did
They
there.
weren't privy to it. They didn't have those people. Podcasting probably wasn't around. Shout out to Howard Stern. Shout out to Howard Stern. Yeah. We need to talk about him
Yeah.
first. Yeah, shout out to Joe Rogan too. But yo, shout out to Howard Stern. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have these type of platforms to put it out there for people to absorb. Stuff was in books. Yeah, but how many people go into the library and stuff?
Me.
Not studying beyond Google,
Oh,
Riddick, and to get your information.
Well,
You get the right information, you placed in better positions.
Always.
So now when they get the facts and they get the truth, and maybe they could agree with you. Oh, I don't agree how he said it. I don't like the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Too aggressive for me. But it makes sense. The context. They get it. What are they doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still blaming their circumstance?
That's important. Yep.
Are they still blaming their circumstance? Are they still leading the same way, moving the same way?
Yeah. I know for me, I'm the type that once I know better, I gotta do better. I can't go backwards. Like when that saying, once the veil has lifted and you can really see, it's hard going back.
The way this works with, like you were saying earlier, with oh well, they need to go to do this and do that, go to this meeting. Some people don't make that choice. Yeah, like AA meeting or something like that, or anger management. Some people don't make that choice until they hit a brick wall, metaphorically.
No, rock bottom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that might, oh man, okay. Yeah, I can't get back to this again.
Yeah. Hopefully. You know how many times people have hit rock
Yeah.
bottom?
But I'm getting to you what the spark is.
Mm.
Because oftentimes people will get to the point where it's like, oh, don't tell me what to do. Da da da. It's not broke, why fix it? Even if it's not really good right now, it's working. Don't tell me what to do. What would get them to make the choice themselves? Two things. They got to see a benefit long term, and maybe they hit a brick wall. That's probably what's going to get them to move or hit rock bottom, like you said.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to force them to be like, I need to make a change now. Let's try something different because this way wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the only thing that it comes down to. Um from my perspective at least. You know, but I try not to tell people to think like me. I'm not here to convert anybody. That's impossible. One of the reasons why I don't have debates. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I live a totally different lifestyle. Even if I have a traditional mindset, I live a
Mm.
totally different lifestyle contrary to the norm. So most of the people that aren't in there are going to have different views. So it just doesn't make sense trying to debate with you
Yeah.
about certain things. That's why I can respect your opinion. Certain things it may not be that it's true, so don't be all cocky and stuff like that, thinking that your opinion is right. Yeah, some things I could tell you. There's a statistics,
Yeah.
but ultimately most of the stuff, especially pertaining to like relationship, not how we view the world. Maybe we can agree on that, but pertaining to relationship and dating, it's always going to be different
I
because you're
agree.
looking at modern or conventional versus BDSM relationships. So it's always going to be different.
Yeah.
So I never try to convert people. But it's cool to bring different guests on and get their perspective,
Yeah, I like that.
you
That's
know.
fun.
But yeah, one more episode left. Episode 177 will be premiere season 17.
Wow.
Yeah,
When is that
so
dropping?
sometime in February. But yeah, you know it's what it is. We get into it.
Yep. I can't believe it.
We get into it.
17 seasons, people.
You got anything?
Nope, that's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again you are tuned in to one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, um real, no holds barred, the disruptors of the status quo, colossal, passionate and intense, um, most riveting and you know, like abundance and
Blessed and
divine.
abundance. Yep.
Get your information, and take what you want from it. Maybe not everything you took, but take what you want from it. You know, type of podcast,
Mm-hmm.
the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.
Peace.